We are about to end the year 2019 and go into the year 2020. Many people, they come up with the New Year's resolution. I have a suggestion for you. Why can't you start the year 2020 by writing your first book if you have never written any book? And if you have ever written a book, let's say one book, why can't you start the year 2020 by writing your second book? Welcome to EBM Scholars. I'm Ernest Boniface Makulilo, the founder and CEO of the EBM Scholars, having a very good topic today to share with you and give a suggestion for you and for your New Year's resolution 2020. In case you have never written a book, for instance, this is a very good video for you. And if you have never thought about writing a book, listen to this video up to the end and take action to start writing your first book. Okay, let's start. Many people usually nowadays, they usually post the number of books they have read in that year. So you go to the Facebook, maybe the first week of January or the end of the year, some people will be posting, I've read this book, this book, this book, this book, and I'm recommending some other books you can be able to read. Yeah, which is very, very good. I know some of my friends, Zahoro, for instance, in Tanzania, is a very, very good reader. He's reading over 100 books, per year. That's a very good number of books. And the guy is very, very knowledgeable. I really admire that guy with his speed and whatever his knowledge. And I'm in a group where many people are readers of the books. And they share, they do some analysis and all other things. I know there are some people, they don't like to write books, but they are very good about reading, articulating, getting some knowledge and put it into good use or share with others. So, but why can't you start writing a book? I know many people, they have some difficulties or some challenges when it comes to say, okay, let me write a book. There are so many things people make it difficult for them to even think about writing the books because for so many factors. I grew up in Africa. So wherever when I was growing up, you hear, oh, somebody is a book writer or an author, you always come to Chinua Achebe thinking. You are thinking about Olese Yinka. You are thinking about Ngugi wa Thiong'o. You are thinking about all those big names. You are thinking about, the famous authors around the world. So that's when we grow up, while we are growing up back in the time, you are thinking about the writers has to be those kind of very, very famous people. So that makes it scary to some people to say, okay, I'm not a book writer. And some people have never met a book writer, an author. They have never met in their life. So when they hear the book, they just, okay, this will be a very big, big thing. That's number one. So I'll explain about that one. And secondly, I'll come to explain about the challenge people are having is if I'm going to write a book, I have to pay a lot of money to publish the book. So I will cover that one, that you don't need to pay anybody to be able to write and publish your book. And you can put it online for $0, for free, 100%. So what stops you from writing a book? These two areas I've covered are some of the reasons. But I know there are so many other reasons. But I want to make sure that to encourage you to be able to write your book in the year 2020. So the first thing is, don't think about making money when you want to write a book. Just write your first book for hobby, for fun, for legacy. Something you are talking about, you'll be proud of. Something you can be an expert of. So for instance, let me give some of the suggestion. You are a medical doctor or you are a nurse. Do you want to tell me you'll fail to write this kind of book? What to do when your child gets sick? You are a doctor. This one is not about very technical stuff. It's just like, okay, if your child is having high blood, is a little bit warm, just give the thermometer, just take the temperature. So if someone has something like this one, a fever, do 1, 2, 3. These are just normal. Just like normal, simple information. Do you want to tell me you went to school, you were a nurse, you were a doctor, you cannot write a simple book like this way? So don't assume that the book must be like a very comprehensive, complicated book. No. This is a letter. A feminist manifesto in a 15 suggestion way. Someone, Chimamanda, was asking with her friend about, they have the new baby girl. I want you to help me give advice. So this is advice. It's just like a letter. Dear Ijiewere, or a feminist manifesto. If you read this one, is what you can, how to raise a feminist is just like teach that baby about self-reliance, teach her to love books, teach her to ask questions, teach her about never to take marriage as an achievement, teach her how about this one. So these are just normal things. What advice do you have for your child? You have children. What advice do you give? Write a book about it. This is the book. My advice to my son, Benedict. This is the book to Claire. I have a book here to Faustina, who is just 5 months old. Don't worry about grammar, about whatever. The first thing, just write a book. Simple topic like that. You are 35 years old. Why can't you write about your life story? What school did you go? What challenge did you have? Did you get all A's? If you didn't, why? Why can't you give advice to some other people? Things of that nature will be able to help you. You are CEO. Just write a little book about that. You're a university professor. I understand you have to write a book about academic research, whatever. But why can't you write a book about yourself? Academic travel, academic journey you had until that way. You like to travel to many other countries. Why can't you write something you have been learning? Importance of traveling. Learning beyond the classrooms. There is a book written by American author, is a white guy. He wrote a book about Swahili alphabet, and it was so funny that the book is, for instance, is putting the words, like I'm giving example. Let's say S, safari, and then it say safari is what in English, and is defining that word in English, and then you make an illustrated photo, and that book is very famous. So do you want to tell me you cannot have letters or some of the few words, like someone is having PhD in Swahili, and you tell me you cannot write a book, even like you are not like a PhD, you just have a degree, you are a teacher. Why can't you say the first 50 words of a child? Because there are those books, and they're very famous. You tell me you cannot write a book about the first 50 words, Swahili words for a child. Baba, mama, samaki. You cannot write that simple book like that way? There are so many things. Don't think about two big, complicated books. You can be able to write those. So think about any topic. Do a little research. If you have a research. If it's about yourself, you don't need to research. You are expert about yourself. You lost weight, 50 pounds. Or 20 kilograms. Write about how to lose weight. Forget about the science about it. What did you do to lose weight? For instance, on my YouTube, I'm planning to increase the number of subscribers from 22,000 now. It was 21,000 when I made the video. I'm planning to have 500,000, which is 500,000 within 5 years. And I already made a video, what step I'll be doing. So instead of doing everything like that one, I'm already planning to make a book before even I reach that milestone. So I'll be writing the book, my journey on how I'm going to get this number of grades. I'll be making how many videos. I'll be making a thumbnail. I'm going to put the importance of thumbnail to me. I'll be making importance of making playlists. Everything I'm doing here, I'm going to write them. And it will be a book. But you cannot argue with me, because these are the ways I'm using to implement my plan, my journey, my steps on how I want to increase the number of subscribers to 500,000 subscribers. So that will be a book to write. I'm very good at teaching. I used to teach, but I didn't want to study to become a teacher. And we know like how we perceive teaching, especially back in the days, even now in developing countries. So I have a book writing why I didn't become a teacher. I'm explaining my reasons why I didn't become a teacher. I studied political science, but I'm very good at teaching, and I'm very talented in teaching. But why I didn't do that? Do I have regrets on that? What if today I have to make a career choice to go back to make a decision to go to university, back to start a bachelor degree? What degree program I'll be able to take? Will I become a teacher or go back to political science? So I'm going to write my experience. And there are some of the websites, Grammarly.com, it can go and correct your grammar. Just put, even if you don't have good English, it will correct you, put the correct sentences in a proper grammar for free. So just write the book. Then there is the issue about people fearing about the cost. These are some of the books, but I have published 10 books already. And I'm still writing. I'm planning to write up to 100 books. So I've written all those books so far. But I don't pay anybody, because there is what we call self-publishing. With self-publishing, I create all of this book cover I do myself. I create the interior designing. These resources are free online. I have another video here talking about these kind of templates. Where can you get these templates for free? Where can you can make your book cover for free on Amazon? How can you upload your book? How can you put the price tag? So all those things are for free. So don't start having a block of, okay, Ernest has a lot of money, that's why he's producing all these books because he's in America. No, I don't pay anybody. I don't pay any publisher. The book is on Amazon. When you buy, Amazon is going to take their money for printing, and then they take their 40%, they take 60%. I will have another video explaining details about self-publishing Amazon. But I just want to make sure that you don't need to pay anybody. So don't hesitate to write a book. For instance, I can give you another example. This book, with Aminu Gaibuni, is about scholarship overseas. This book, because it has been searched so many times and I've been talking about it so many times, it is on Amazon. But the Barnes and Nobles is one among the biggest bookstore online, and just also some stores, without even like asking me, because they get a suggestion of people when they go to buy the book. This book, Barnes and Nobles, they decided to put on their website. So this book can be found, apart from Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. I didn't believe this when I searched and I found my book is on Amazon, on Barnes and Nobles. So because I just wrote the book, and it's a Swahili book, you can write your experience on something. You are a farmer. Talk about your farming skills. Talk about how you raise your kids. No one is arguing that is the way how you raise your kids. It's your experience. So at the beginning, don't start to think about how much money I'm going to make. Just start small, just something for fun. Start something to build your... I mean, if I die today, I have so many books. My kids can be able to read these books. Can have a good memory about them. So, are you planning to write your book? What is holding you back from writing a book? If you have any challenge in writing a book, why can't you make a comment here? I can be able to help you. I can send you some links. Where can you get these templates? Where can you be able to get how to start to put your book on Amazon? Just put on the comment here. And if you want me to be following up with you, like, okay, we are saying you are going to write a book. You want me like after every 2 months to check on you, make sure that you are writing your book, keeping you, bugging you, reminding you. I'll be able to do that. I can bug you until you finish with that book. I've pressured so many people. They want to write a book. They say, okay, pressure me, like remind me. Yes, I put a reminder. Okay, what kind of page? Which pages have you done? How many pages have you written so far? I'll be pushing you to be able to finish writing your book. So, please share your comment here. What makes you not writing the book? Or if you are planning, what do you think the challenge will be facing? If you want these kind of templates for free, I can send you some links. If you are having a challenge about book cover, let me know. I'm here. I've done it. I'm talking things which I know. I'm doing every single year. I'm writing 2 to 3, up to 4 books. So thank you, everyone. That is what I just want to go brief and making sure that the year 2020, you are able to write the book. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Remember, before I go, here I put the suggested videos. All the book videos about is a playlist about self-publishing. And here is about subscribe. And here there are other videos you can be able to look, watch, and share with others. So remember to subscribe, everyone. Goodbye.